goodness, it has been a long time, probably about 6 months to be fair, so sorry about that, but I think if you're a follower of my channel, you kind of know to expect that by now. So this POV was actually shot way back in February and I just haven't touched it until now. So I'm going to try my best to kind of remember all of my thoughts and processes that I was thinking and kind of aiming for during this shoot. I will say one thing, when I was filming this, I actually put the ISO on auto for the very first time and kind of just left the other settings as manual. I kind of wanted to take away a lot of my kind of fiddling with the buttons during, and I just wanted to kind of be more absorbed in the moment so I could kind of get a bit more creative, which is what I was doing here, experimenting with a little bit of motion blur. It's been a very long time since a POV, but probably even longer, that I've shot with the Fujifilm x100v. And to be honest, I've been kind of wanting to get out there to shoot with it because I've noticed that it's kind of become a hot ticket item, like I think TikTok or whatever, but everybody wants this camera. So I was like, it's just sat in a corner and I'm being very ungrateful that I'm lucky enough to own this. So I wanted to get out with it and obviously get some content for maybe some potential new subscribers too. So just warming up at the moment, starting off with a classic self-portrait reflection shot. I kind of really like the layering in this, how the line cuts through like the bottom third. You can see the reflection of the plants through the inside and then the reflection of the church on the outside. So as I walk away from the forum, I see this person in the Salvation Army walking from the city hall. They have their instrument, they look like they're going to perform somewhere. So I'm like, I need to capture them because they look very like timeless, very classic. So I stop down on the camera and kind of get myself into position. So I wasn't really happy with the shot I got of this person, and I was really annoyed at the time that I didn't gain the courage to go a bit closer, or I just wasn't there at the right time, because I was like, damn, that was my one shot. And then I turn around and there's a whole bloody band of them, so I'm like, hello. So I've stopped down, I'm shooting at an aperture of 6.4, which is actually a lot more stopped down than I usually do. I'm usually shooting around 2.8 or 2. I'm usually a bit more wide open, but I really wanted to capture all of them, so I kind of set that shutter speed really high as well because I wanted to freeze the motion and I wanted to get them in focus. Again, I wasn't totally blown away by these photos and I was a bit annoyed again because, you know, they're gone. That's my opportunity. As they're walking away though, I really liked how the sun was casting their shadows behind them, and I was quite happy with these shots. Like, I faded the blacks a little bit, and I just think that, I don't know, I like them. I don't know why. I don't always have to know why. But again, I was a little bit annoyed that I didn't capture the opportunity, but not to fear because there's some more on the way. Apologies for some of the wind sounds. I'm kind of leaving in some ambient sound from the action camera, so you can kind of hopefully immerse yourself in my surroundings a little bit more. It's just something I'm trying out, but unfortunately it was a bit of a windy day. I was a little bit happier with these shots. I kind of like his, not stern expression, but serious expression. It's kind of authoritative. There is just something so peaceful about the sounds of like pigeons flying away, and that scene was kind of chaotic, but I just found it really, really peaceful. There's something so simple about these shots that I just really love. I love the contrasting red and the yellow and the really bold signage. It's actually a really great food stall, and because I was there on a Sunday it just wasn't open, but if you're ever in Norwich I would highly recommend it. They do immense sandwiches. I was quite happy with how this shot came out because I really wasn't looking, and you saw how much of a flyby it was. It was very much shooting from the hip, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how that came out. For this particular outing, I just wanted to take my time. You know, when I'm filming POVs, I'm usually just wanting to get loads of shots. I put a bit of pressure on myself and I'm not out for too long, whereas I wanted to just absorb myself in the city a little bit, be out for like an hour and a half. That still probably doesn't sound like a lot, but I was just so focused on just waiting for certain photos, and I just took a little bit more care. I mean, I didn't get like an amazing amount of photos that I was happy with. I was more thinking that the outing itself was the success because I just took my time. I tried the new kind of auto ISO thing, which made me so much more like absorbed in the atmosphere. And in general, I was just so happy to be out after such a long time of not shooting, and especially after such a long time of not using the Fujifilm as well, because I still feel like it's so foreign to me. If you don't know, I'm a native Canon shooter. I use Canon every day in my day job, and it's like second nature to me when that camera is in my hand. Whereas when I take the X100v out, it's still very, very hard for me to feel like I can get the shots very quickly and as comfortably as I could with a Canon. But that's why practice makes perfect, I guess. So here I was kind of just like observing the busyness of the market. It definitely wasn't as busy as it usually is. Again, I chose to go out on a Sunday for whatever reason, but I wanted to experiment with a little bit of motion blur again by using very slow shutter speed. So these next couple of photos are like my first attempts at f14, 10 seconds, so it's not crazy slow, but I just wasn't getting good exposure. And then I remembered that the Fujifilm actually has an inbuilt ND filter, so I quickly switched that on, and I feel like these are a lot more even exposures. I was able to drag that shutter speed a little bit more. And I can't remember, but I don't think that I actually turned the ND filter off for the rest of the outing. But yeah, sorry, I actually can't remember. I really like this shot. I wasn't going to include it, but like the more I look at it, the more I kind of like it. I love the stillness on the left and then just the explosion of motion on the right. I think it's a really nice contrast. I know I wanted to capture this not lonely, I don't want to say that, I don't know about their situation. This person sat there ahead of me by the blue background, and as I was about to, they let out this very loud sneeze. And I kind of took a photo during, and it kind of like, the motion blur kind of makes it look like a Dementor Harry Potter situation. So you can see I'm firing off frames quite quickly here, just because I don't want to miss like the perfect person walking by, like this person in the pink there in the foreground. Like, I just think that it's such a nice colour in contrast to the Lloyds Bank building in the background. Hi.
Spotted you?
Yeah, spotted.
Oh, you got the X100v?
Yeah.
Oh, get you.
Oh, thanks.
They're rare as hen's teeth, those things.
I actually got it 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
before they really started
they're like £1,800 second hand.
I know, yeah.
Which is mental.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
but
stopped,
great camera.
have they stopped selling? No, or stopped making them? We're not really sure.
I'm not sure.
No, well, you can't buy them new.
No, they've become quite trendy.
Yeah. It's like a few YouTubers got hold of them.
Yes, TikTok.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay,
TikTok's
right.
So that's another thing I love about shooting street photography, is so often you're out on the streets and you meet another photographer and you can't help but just get to talking with them, and it's just really nice to have that interaction. So that is what happened with Colin here. I saw him and it actually came to light that he had actually watched a few of my videos before, him coming to Norwich because he wasn't local, so he looked up kind of street photography and he actually found my channel, which we both kind of realised at the same time, and it was really cool. Can I take a street portrait of you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Do you want me somewhere a bit more
colourful? Yellow.
Yeah, on the corner.
Yeah.
What about the camera though? Is that behind?
I want you to use it. Let's interact. This is you. This is your aura.
So what, middle of it or in the corner?
We'll do both, if you're alright. I like the yellow one here.
Okay. So you want me actually looking as though I'm taking a photo or just holding the camera?
Holding it and then taking one as well. Hold it up there. Nice.
Got view from there?
Yeah.
The rubbish viewfinder.
And then
set to black and white so I can see my focus peaking. Otherwise I can't.
It's really cool actually. I'm gonna get here. Oop.
Yeah, you can't see my focus. Completely camera. There you go. You've got a hat and a camera.
Thank you. I always like, if I talk to people, I like to get street portraits.
No.
Something I want to improve on is like my skill of taking street portraits, because it's not really something I'm very good at, and I kind of just get absorbed in the moment and kind of just forget about framing, just about everything I know about photography, and I just want to capture them and I just end up talking to them. So those shots were okay. I feel like I could have done a lot better, but I was just so caught up in the moment, and I was just secretly very proud of myself that I asked him for a street portrait. So I spoke to Colin for like another 10 minutes, then I stopped recording. But as I stopped recording, I went and walked for a little bit more. I got the Canon out to shoot some B-roll, and then I captured these photos just on the fly. And I'm super happy with them, and I literally captured them in 2 seconds, and they're probably my favourite photos of the whole outing, which is just how it goes, unfortunately. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope that I won't be 6 months gone again. I think that I will be back a lot sooner than that, so thank you for your patience. Please make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Make sure to give Colin a follow too, and I will see you soon with another video. Actually soon, I promise.